I'm Michael, and I'm in the first year of my PhD studies here at King's. I'm based in the Biomedical Research Centre, where we have a large team of informaticians and access to a large anonymised data set of mental health care records. My research is primarily within the field of natural language processing in relation to mental health care. This mostly involves using computers to extract information from the anonymised clinical records. The two main methods I use are machine learning, where I train a computer to identify areas of interest in the records. This usually involves giving the computer a few hundred examples of what I'm looking for, and then sending it off to look for similar examples in the 20 million documents within the records. Secondly, I develop rules-based methods where on a simple level you can search for a sentence that contains certain keywords in a particular order. But the complexity of this can be scaled up with extra layers of rules and exceptions. One of the outputs of the research is to establish how the symptoms of patients improve and deteriorate over time in different psychiatric conditions, as currently this information is stored only in the free text fields of the records and not immediately available for research use. Traditionally, a researcher would have had to review all the individual records and code them one by one, which would take a very long time. Now, with machine learning, we can extract that information incredibly quickly, identify different subgroups of changing symptoms within the individual disorders, and see how these groups change over time. Another part of my research involves using these methods in sentiment analysis on social media, from platforms like Twitter, where I can identify trends and stories in social media that may have an impact on the patients in the records. For example, I can look at mentions of certain conditions such as schizophrenia within social media and use sentiment analysis to identify whether these mentions are positive or negative in nature. It then becomes possible to see when a large spike in negative mentions occurs, possibly following from a negative news article and representing stigma associated with the condition. Looking at the health records, I can then review patients with schizophrenia, and it becomes possible to see trends of changing symptoms that follow on from these spikes in social media. Ideally, this type of work may assist clinicians in understanding when a patient group may be exposed to more negativity than usual, which might affect their progress. It should also give greater insight into how symptoms change over time and help to identify times of greater risk for deterioration or relapse.